Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, in honor of Father's Day, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite fictional fathers. Now, not all of these fathers are the best fathers, but they are pivotal to our main characters' kind of growth and in shaping the way that they think and act. My first one is a contemporary story called Margot's Got Money Troubles. And this is by Rufy Thorpe. So this was a lot of fun. I don't read a ton of contemporary stories, but I had a feeling I was going to like this. The main character is in college. She's in her 20s and ends up getting pregnant. Her mother kicks her out, doesn't want anything to do with a child. The mom is her own kind of character. We're not going to go there. But really, you see our main character, Margot, really trying to make a living with a baby, and she can't get a job because she has no childcare, so she can't pay her bills. And her roommates, who are also college students, are annoyed with her for the most part. And you see her father, who is a former wrestler, and he is absent for most of her youth. Um, but he comes in and he starts helping her as she decides to create an OnlyFans. And from this story, you kind of look at like OnlyFans is kind of new. There's not a lot said about it. So she's really trying to figure out how to get into this venture, how to get people coming to her channel or whatever it is they do. And so he kind of gives her tips. He doesn't like this, but he understands that she's got to do what she's got to do. And what I love is that he's like, okay, well, here's what you need to know about taxes, and here's what you need to know about promoting yourself. So he just really like takes her fully in. Their relationship is so complicated because he was absent, because he has issues with drug addiction. And I really enjoyed watching them kind of learn how to navigate each other, watching Margot go through her own learning process, and how her father really helped her through that. It was a really great story. The next one is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is a story about two fathers who are estranged from their sons. Their sons were murdered, and they were married. The sons are married and have a family of their own, and the fathers don't agree with that lifestyle. Not to mention, both fathers are ex-cons, and so their sons didn't agree with their lifestyle. So they just kind of ran their own separate lives. Well, as once the fathers find out that their kids are murdered, and the cops, nobody's doing anything about this. So they decide to come together to investigate what the heck happened. Why are their sons murdered? What happened? This is obviously, it's a very complicated story, as the fathers are dealing with their grief, challenging their own kind of thought process, having to, deal with now these children who have lost their family, and they didn't know their grandparents. So it was a really, really heart-wrenching story. I loved it. Okay, so the rest of these are going to be fantastical stories. Where to start? These dads in the next two books are not even really, they're not around but you really see how the main character was shaped by the father's teachings. So I will bring up Fourth Wing again. So Fourth Wing, Violet was originally going to be a scribe. I'm not doing any spoilers, I promise. Her father was a scribe. He taught her everything he knew. He was pivotal in really helping her think about what is right, what is wrong, looking at history to really like see patterns of what's happening currently, or how the past can kind of replay itself, and share just different stories from the past that actually do come into play in the story. So you really know, you really feel her love for her father, even though he is not like in this story. He's not a character necessarily in this story. And then this is an old book. I never ever hear anybody talk about this book. And I love this series. I've read it so many times. I even read it out loud to when my oldest daughter was a teenager. I read the story to her. This is called Alice in Zombieland. And so what you see is Allie, she deals with her father. Her father is has a serious alcohol problem, but more than that, he is always telling her and her family to be careful. Don't go out at night. Watch out for certain things. Don't do anything where you can be attacked by zombies. And these zombies are not like these flesh eating, like dead things, right? They're more spiritual attacks. And one night on her birthday, she convinces her family to let them go to her little sister's recital, and they are actually attacked. But what I love is that as she resents him for all the craziness and like really holding her growth, her development in family and friends and all her experiences hostage because he's trying to save her, she starts to really understand where this paranoia comes from as she realizes everything he said was true. And this book is so good. And if you're a parent, it has such great messages about relationships and body positivity and sexuality. I love this story. So the next father is the father in Twilight. He, he's a good guy. So Bella's mother took her away when she divorced Bella's father. But he loved her mother. He never didn't want Bella. He has always left his doors, his arms wide open for her to come if she wanted to. And what I love is that he's just always there. And he gets angry with Edward. He's protective over Bella. So you kind of see like what fathers should quote unquote be like. You get to see him kind of like do the things fathers should do. The next is The Horseman by Christina Henry. Okay, so we have a child. There's so many things about this book. So the main character, it goes by Ben, was born Beatrice, I believe. And this is about the legend of Sleepy Hollow. And this is actually in her world. This is like a real thing. And I guess what I love about this story is that the dad lets his kid be the person that he wants to be. he wants to go by Ben. He wants to wear ripped jeans or, dig in the dirt or try to find the headless horseman. Like, the father doesn't put his child into a box of like, oh no, little girls do this. And throughout this, it's not even something that is discussed in the story by the father. And I love when a parent, mother or father, just lets their kid grow, and let them know that it's okay to be it's okay to be whoever you want to be. It doesn't matter to them. You're still our kid. Okay, so the next two books are kind of similar in theme, in that we have adoptive fathers. The first one is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And what we have is the main character, her father, he killed everybody in her village when she was little. And she is left angry and alone. And I'm assuming he kind of feels bad that she's by herself. She's just little. So he actually takes her. He's a vampire. She's a human. He takes her to his castle and he raises her to be essentially the princess, right? And he's brutal. He is not like a nice father. He doesn't hurt her, but he just lets her know that you are human in a world of vampires and they will kill you. Like, you have to learn how to fight. You have to be aware. You have to be always on your guard, because any chance you slip up, you will die. So he's actually the reason why our main character enters a tournament. And at the end of the tournament, whoever wins, this is not a spoiler, whoever wins gets to ask for a wish from Nyx, the goddess. And the hope is that she will wish to be a vampire. So there's a lot that happens. This is an amazing story. But we really see that he is hard on her because he has to be. He brought her in and now he wants her to survive it. But more than that, he wants her to be a vampire. So you do kind of see like this kind of love for her. And the last one is not quite as virtuous as The Serpent and the Wings of Night. We have The Cruel Prince. And so the Fae comes in. He kills Jude is our main character, if you don't know. He kills her family, and he takes the children. Some of them are his. And he decides, because he left her orphaned, she doesn't belong to him, but he takes her in too. And he raises her in the Fae world. And in raising her, he, again, is not nice. He is mean. He teaches her how to be strategic, how to survive in this world of Fae, where they don't care about you either. You're human. You're less than. You don't matter, right? But she learns a lot from him. And if you've read this story, you understand, like, really, she was able to navigate this world and really become a formidable opponent because of all this strategic maneuvering that he taught her. So that is it. We have 8 stories with amazing fathers who show up for their children in various ways. And that is amazing. All these stories were a lot of fun to read. What are some books that you found had strong father characters? Share them with me down below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.